I think like once we get there, it'll feel a little more real. And obviously, like, we're not just happy to be there. Like, we really feel like we can believe and we can compete with every single team that's going to be in the playoff. And that would have been another huge accomplishment for our group if we were able to beat them once. I think it has been since 2010 since we've beat every single team in our league. So it's just another thing to work for next year. But I think, you know, you go into the Washington game, we still expect to win that too. And we know that Washington's going to be fighting for that last playoff spot too. So
NaLyssa Smith just threw a curveball at the Indiana Fever. She retweeted something that's got everyone talking. It was fun while it lasted, she said. What's going on with the Fever? Is Smith really thinking about leaving? Guys, this is crazy. NaLyssa Smith shared a tweet about not getting enough touches in the game. That's huge. She's basically telling the whole world she's not happy. Can you imagine the tension in that locker room right now? It must be so awkward. But here's the thing, this isn't just about one tweet. There's way more going on with the Fever than we thought. We're about to dig into what's really happening. Why is NaLyssa so upset? Is it just about the game, or is there something bigger brewing? Let's find out what's really going on with the Indiana Fever. You might think NaLyssa's just having an off day, but her performance against the Wings is part of a bigger trend. Her playing time is shrinking, her scoring is down, and her frustration is growing. Is this the beginning of the end for Smith in Indiana? Let's break it down. In the game against the Dallas Wings, Smith only played for 19 minutes. That's way less than what we're used to seeing from her. She managed to score 8 points and grab 6 rebounds, which isn't terrible, but it's not the NaLyssa we know and love. Here's where it gets interesting. Smith shot 4 for 7 from the field, which isn't bad at all, but she completely missed both of her free throws.
I think I was just excited to play. Anytime you get the opportunity to get out there and go play, and knowing this, you know, this was our last regular season one at home. You know, it's fun. It's on the weekend. It's an afternoon game. Like, those are just better. Get over the hump of, like, really getting hot. Like, I know I was 6 for 14, and that's pretty good, but, like, I still feel like there was a couple there that it's just like, how's that not go in? So I thought we were really good last time we played in Dallas. But we've honestly struggled to guard this team, and I think it just speaks to their offensive firepower that they have, like Enrique and Sabali's really good, and then we obviously struggled to guard their post player.
And those 3 personal fouls, that's not helping her case for more playing time. But guys, this isn't just about one game. NaLyssa's whole season has been a roller coaster, and not in a good way. She's averaging just 10 points and 7 rebounds per game this year. That's a huge drop from last season when she was putting up 15 points and 9 rebounds every night. Remember her rookie year? Smith was on fire, averaging 13 points and nearly 8 rebounds per game. She was the rising star everyone was talking about. But now, it's like she's fading into the background. And get this, her playing time has taken a nosedive too. She used to be on the court for a solid 30 minutes per game in her rookie season. Last year it dropped to 28 minutes. And now, she's barely getting 25 minutes of action. So, what's going on here? Is NaLyssa just in a slump, or is there something bigger happening behind the scenes? It's like watching a puzzle come together, but some pieces are still missing. Think about it. NaLyssa's frustration isn't just about not getting enough touches in one game. It's about a whole season of declining performance. Her stats are down across the board, and her playing time is shrinking. No wonder she's feeling the pressure. While Smith grapples with her struggles, a different story is unfolding on the same court. Enter Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation who's turning heads and changing the game. How is she managing to shine so brightly in the midst of team turmoil? Caitlin Clark just put on a show against the Dallas Wings, and it was something else. She dropped 35 points like it was nothing. But that's not even the craziest part. It's how she did it that's got everyone talking. Clark's not just scoring, she's making everyone around her better. You should have seen her connection with Kelsey Mitchell. It was like they had some kind of telepathic link on the court. Clark even said it herself. Kelsey is obviously she makes my life easier out there. The amount of backdoor cuts that girl has got just because we make eye contact and she knows to go backdoors a million times. But here's where it gets really interesting. While NaLyssa's tweeting about not getting enough touches, Clark's out here talking about team chemistry and how they can improve. She's not worried about her own stats. She's focused on how the team can handle defensive traps better and execute their plays more smoothly. And get this, Clark's not just playing well. She's having fun doing it. There was this hilarious moment when NaLyssa got a technical foul. Clark laughed it off, saying, "I didn't think they were going to give me a technical at any point tonight. My teammates do a really good job of that." And then Aaliyah is the one that ends up with a technical. That's what was funny to me. You see what's happening here? While Smith's frustration is boiling over, Clark's keeping things light and positive. It's like watching 2 completely different approaches to handling pressure. But don't think for a second that Clark's not taking this seriously.
Well, I didn't think they were going to give me a technical at any point tonight. I would have been really sad for people in Washington, D.C. I didn't want to do that. I tried my best. And then Aaliyah is the one that ends up with a technical. That's the best part about it all. Like, she's the one babysitting me, and then somehow she ends up with a technical. And she didn't really do anything. She was just standing there, so that's what was funny to me. But now it's basically over. I don't have to worry about that anymore, but I don't want to be getting technicals at all. So, and my mom doesn't want that for me either, and I don't want to pay any more fines, so I'm done with that.
She's got her eyes on the big prize. When asked about the playoffs, she didn't mince words. We're not just happy to be there. We feel like we could believe and we can compete with every single team that's going to be in the playoffs. That's the kind of attitude that can turn a good team into a great one. Clark's not just playing for herself, she's playing for the Fever. And that might just be the secret sauce that takes this team to the next level. Winning as a team is one thing. Keeping a team together, that's a whole different ballgame. With tensions rising and social media buzzing, Coach Sides is facing her biggest challenge yet. How do you think she'll handle the heat? The Indiana Fever locker room is like a pressure cooker right now. You've got NaLyssa Smith venting her frustrations on social media, Caitlin Clark lighting up the scoreboard, and a team that's trying to stay focused on making the playoffs. It's enough to make anyone's head spin, especially Coach Christy Sides. Imagine being in Coach Sides' shoes. You're trying to keep everyone happy, but you've also got to win games. It's like juggling flaming basketballs while walking a tightrope. One wrong move and everything could come crashing down. Here's the thing. The Fever are relying heavily on Caitlin Clark. She's been amazing, no doubt about it, but when one player shines so bright, it can cast a shadow on everyone else. That's probably what's eating at NaLyssa Smith. She used to be the rising star, and now she's feeling left out. But here's where it gets tricky. The Fever need Clark to keep playing at this level if they want to make the playoffs. At the same time, they can't afford to lose Smith. It's like trying to bake a cake with two main ingredients that don't want to mix. So what's Coach Sides going to do? She's got a few options. First, she could call a team meeting, get everyone in a room, air out the grievances, and try to find some common ground. It's risky though. One wrong word and things could get even worse. Another option? She could talk to Smith and Clark separately. Try to smooth things over one-on-one. Maybe she can help Smith see how important she still is to the team, even if she's not getting as many touches. Or here's a wild idea. What if Coach Sides shakes up the lineup? Give Smith more playing time, see if that helps her get her groove back. It might mean less time for other players, but if it keeps the peace, it could be worth it. The big question is, can the Fever put aside their personal feelings and come together as a team? They're so close to making the playoffs. It would be a shame to let internal drama derail their season. Think about it. Every player on that team has a role to play. Clark might be the star, but she can't win games all by herself. She needs Smith's rebounds, Mitchell's scoring, and everyone else doing their part. It's like a puzzle. Every piece matters. You know what's crazy? This kind of drama could actually make the team stronger. If they can work through this, imagine how tight they'll be when the playoffs roll around. They'll have been through the fire together. But it all comes down to how they handle this moment. Will Smith be able to put her frustrations aside for the good of the team? Can Clark use her leadership skills to bring everyone together? And most importantly, can Coach Sides find a way to make everyone feel valued? All right, let's talk about what's next for the Fever. This team's got some serious talent, but they're also dealing with some major drama. Caitlin Clark's been on fire, but NaLyssa Smith's feeling left out. It's like watching a soap opera, but with basketballs. Here's the big question. Can the Fever get it together before the playoffs? Clark's leadership might be the key. She's all about teamwork and chemistry, which is exactly what they need right now. But will it be enough to keep Smith from leaving? Imagine your Coach Sides. You've got a rookie superstar, a frustrated veteran, and a playoff spot on the line. What would you do? How would you handle this? It's not just about winning games anymore. It's about keeping the team from falling apart. The Fever's future is hanging in the balance, and every decision counts.